Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Suburban Rifleman. As I mentioned in my last video, I have finally managed to source some ammunition for the East German SSG-82, let's say, precision marksman's rifle, which is unloaded and safe. I did make a video about this rifle, just taking a preliminary look at it a month or two ago, but I've had this rifle since May, and up until, just about a week or so ago, I hadn't been able to get any ammunition for it that was suitable. I did have some steel-cased ammo, but these rifles are notoriously sketchy with steel-cased ammo. So I was looking for reloading brass. I've got dies, I've got bullets. I wanted to assemble some of my own ammunition, and Hornady has been producing brass cases now for, I don't know, about a year or so, but the ammunition has just not been available. Surprise, surprise. The ammunition supply chain has been really weak as of late, and as I'm sure most of you know, and it was very difficult to find any brass or loaded ammunition, but apparently just a couple weeks ago, Hornady must have sent out a big shipment of their 545 by 39 brass case, and it suddenly came, it suddenly appeared as being in stock with a bunch of distributors. So I managed to get 2 boxes of loaded ammo, which of course will give me some reloadable cases to assemble my own ammo later on. But this is from Hornady's Black line. Now, this ammo has created a bit of confusion because when Hornady first added the 545 by 39 to their Black series, they were using steel cases, which presumably were sourced from Russia. They did contain the same 60 grain VMAX bullet that this ammunition has, but the cases were steel. They were non-reloadable. I would guess presumably Berdan primed, so I mean absolutely useless for a reloader. But make no mistake about it, there is still some Hornady Black out there with steel cases, I believe. So if you're wondering whether or not the ammo you're going to get is going to have a steel case or a brass case, I can emphatically state that the ammo that Midway has in stock right now is in fact brass cased. So this does feature Hornady's 60 grain VMAX bullet. It is made in the USA, and they've placed some ballistic data on the back of the box here. Most of this is going to be probably useless to us, but it does indicate a muzzle velocity of 2,800 feet per second, so almost 3,000 feet per second. It's liable to be a bit higher in this rifle. Almost every rifle that's chambered in 545 by 39 is going to be of the sort of AK-74 pattern with a probably about a 16-inch barrel. This has a much longer barrel, the SSG-82. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm going to guess from looking at it, it's about a 24-inch barrel. So velocities are liable to be a bit higher out of this rifle than they are on this box. But anyway, without any further ado, let's move over to the range, take a few shots with this thing, and then we'll come back here and we'll take a look at the results. So as it turns out, it's a little bit more than breezy out here. I apologize if there's any wind noise. It's pretty calm right at the moment. And I am shooting down the inside of the leeward side of 2 big berms. The breeze is just picking up now. I can hear it. Again, I apologize for any wind noise, but these are the virgin shots. So I've got 5 rounds loaded. This mag is loosely based on the AK-74 mag, but they are not interchangeable. So let's take a few shots and see how this rifle does. Not too good right off the bat. So I had to clear a bit of a jam already. So now we have 4 rounds in the mag. Let's see if this works a little bit better. And we're shooting for groups here. As I explained in my last video, the internal adjustments on this scope were locked in at the factory. The end user was not permitted to, presumably, to make any internal adjustments to the scope, and they were expected to learn where the rifle shot and then either hold over or hold off to account for where the rifle was sighted in for. So I'm not going for the bull here. We're just going to see what kind of group size we can get. And it's really amazing. There's virtually no recoil. This little 60 grain bullet versus an 11-pound rifle. Well, and I have it on a bench rest as well, but you can tell there's virtually no recoil out of this rifle. I cannot see the holes at all, so we're going to have to go down range to check. One thing I do like is I'm noticing right away we're not getting that sticking that we were getting from the steel-cased ammo. This brass case seems to be working much better. And this trigger is fantastically light. I can't imagine, I haven't put a scale on it, but I would guess it's probably maybe a half a pound. Definitely not a field rifle. What's really amazing is that this scope is over 30 years old. This Zeiss scope is over 30 years old, and the glass is incredibly bright, incredibly clear. Any idea that East German Zeiss scopes weren't of the same sort of quality as West German Zeiss scopes, I don't see any indication of that, but our fourth shot, and then we'll go look at the target. Absolutely amazing. It really ejects the spets as well. Just a quick examination of our spent cases. I don't see any indications of any sort of problems pressure-wise or there's no split, no cracked necks, no split cases. There is a pretty good dent here from the ejector. This ejector really kicks the spent cases out, which is interesting. It's a little disconcerting because I want to save all my brass for reloading, so I don't want to throw the brass into oblivion, but luckily they're easy to find. And I may as well take one last shot here. This was the 5th cartridge in the magazine, which caused a jam in the beginning. So far, so good. I mean, we'll see how it groups, but it sure shoots like a dream. So, not too shabby for the first group ever. Unfortunately, I got out here to the range and I didn't have any fresh targets. I only had used targets, but I still got a nice little group, about 1.25 inches, so just over a minute of angle. And if it was not quite so breezy as it is today, I think that would be probably a little bit smaller. I'm going to use a different point of aim, and we're going to take shoot one more 5-shot group. I want to see if the magazine functions a little bit better this time. But so far, I'm very impressed with the rifle, and I think given better atmospheric conditions and everything, we could probably do considerably better with the rifle. But let's take another 5 shots, and then we'll go back home, get out of the cold, and analyze the targets a little bit. The interesting thing I found out about this rifle is it ejects the shells very early in the cycle stroke on the rifle, so you've got to make sure you retract the bolt all the way before going forward again to load the next cartridge. It's a little quirk, but nothing too out of the ordinary. And this trigger is amazing. The barrel is just barely warming up here. We'll be interested to see if this, how this group compares to the last one. Oh, my rest is coming apart. The center post on this is quite wide, but it tapers to a very sharp point, so you can still get a very precise point of aim. I was wondering how that would work, but it's pretty good. So overall, I'm fairly impressed. It's a fantastically pleasant rifle to shoot, owing mostly to the very light bullet and the 11-pound weight of the rifle. It seems fairly accurate. Why don't we head back to the shop and take a look at this target, see what kind of results we got. So all in all, I'm pretty pleased with those results. We'll measure the groups when we get home. It looks like the first group was about 1.25 inches at 100 yards. Second one was about 1.5 inches. And all in all, that's not too shabby for a 30-year-old plus communist rifle and optic, a precision rifle, a centerfire precision rifle based on a rimfire design. If you're not really familiar with the SSG-82 and you haven't seen my earlier video, go back and check out the video I posted about a month or two ago. where I talk a little bit about the history of the SSG-82 and take a little bit closer look at it mechanically. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to get this one edited and posted up, and I hope to see each of you here then. Later, guys.